Hello, Stephen Harris here. I'm going to read you some bits from my book, Pretendable, the Childlike Eye. If you haven't got it yet, go and get yourself a copy on Amazon. You just search Pretendable, the Childlike Eye, and you will be presented with the tome. Right, this poem is called Gray City. It is from the water chapter of my book. And the water chapter is here to help you go with the flow and flow freely through life, making the most of bad situations and maximizing your opportunities for the good ones with ease. This one's called Gray City. It's about Portland, where I'm from. Shimmering concrete. Rose City blossoms emerging from upcycled car parts. Exhaust fumes and orchids. Streetcar jingling, sidewalkers wayward. Tent in your driveway. Skyscraper top hats and mystified ghost dance. Glossed graffiti and breakdancing rats. Coffee shop rebels. Poor academics. Thousands of footsteps at once. Tectonic murmurs through Old Town. The top of the river is fizzy. The mountains play hide and seek. Springtime in Portland. Yeah, springtime. We're not quite there yet, and I'm in England, but there you go. I bet you it's looking pretty grey out there as well right now. But never mind, that's what this is all about, making the most of the grey days. So this exercise is called Rain Dance. It's a pretendable that will hopefully help you see the rain in a different light. I'm going to read for you. I hope you enjoy it. There is a unique change in ambience when a rainstorm hits a town or city. Everything seems to settle down. The spirits of water converge and conduct a mischievous rain dance across the structures of humanity, momentarily claiming everything for themselves. It can be hard to notice, especially if you're caught up in the urban slog. There are always two sides to every coin, however, and a lot of ways to look at the concrete jungle in a positive light. You could, on the one hand, read the manufacturer's label on everything, slapped across endless casts of plastic, metal, and asphalt. You can pay attention to the corporate and industrial side of it and see nothing but humans ruining the planet. I find this an abysmal way to look at where we live and work. Alternatively, if you look hard enough, you may see the absolute wellspring of different energies mingling and connecting in unison, uniting together to make something extraordinary happen. It is always effortless for people to see each other as separate entities, distant and disconnected from each other, but we are intertwined and working together in ways not readily noticed on the surface. Londoners and New Yorkers may or may not be able to tolerate talking to one another on the morning commute, but they certainly do make a big buzz every day when they step out of their doors, and the effect both cities have on each other is incomparable. No matter where you are in the world, every time you leave your home, the impact you have is greater than you could ever conceive because you cannot see the ripple effect of your actions. You don't have to be Superman to make a difference in Metropolis. My apologies to my non-urban readers for this one because it's a little biased towards city living. When I was a kid, I had the benefit of traveling 20 minutes and being in the city center at any given time. If I went 20 minutes the other way, I was watching hummingbirds and squirrels go about their business in the forests, and I appreciate many people don't have this flexibility, but you can apply this exercise to your life whether you live in a capital city, a small town, a village, a hamlet, or just a cabin in the woods for that matter. What you absolutely cannot go without, however, is rain. So if you live in a desert community, it may indeed mean you need to wait a little while for this one. The rain makes most people mopey and miserable, and I'm convinced that's usually because they have been told all their lives that it shouldn't make them that way. You mustn't go out swimming when it's raining, Eustace, you'll get wet. That sort of thing. Today, instead of sheltering indoors and complaining, get your waterproofs on, get your thermos of coffee, tea, soup, whatever you like, and get out there to brave the elements. We are physically going out walking for this one, as we did for Spirit Walker. I will join you. Begin. When your feet touch the pavement, the patter of raindrops on street sign symbols begins. The muffled blare of car horns and multitudes of other subtle accompaniments you previously only perceived as separate noises make their combined symphony known. Release your roots down into wet concrete. Allow them to slip through gently rather than with force. Even if it feels stern and forbidding, there is always an easy place or two you will be able to find eventually. Feel the urban pulse vibrate up your deeply buried roots, through your feet, to the top of your head and beyond. Realize you are part of the network. Look ahead. Pretend the rain is washing away the streets, traffic lights, coffee shops, restaurants, bus stops, everything. The raindrops are slowly eroding everything down to a puddle at your feet. Take your time to watch and let it go slowly and smoothly. As it transforms, you can see where your city has come from and where it is going. Notice that each drop of rain has built within a pair of hands, with little fingers working away at the surfaces. These spirits of rain have been visiting throughout history, tickling away at the world and helping shape its fertility. They are the spiritual irrigators of our existence, our very souls. The rain is here to help, although human structures can be vulnerable to it. That's not the rain's fault, is it? The city you stand in was once nothing but mounds of earth. Perhaps there was a rolling river there. Maybe nothing but sand. Over time, it became a small settlement where the lives of those long before you played out. Below your feet could be entire buildings, depending on the age of your city, as things we create tend to go underground over time. You are not standing in a static, manufactured box. You are stood there as a part of a massive, ongoing occurrence in time. It is an unfathomable legacy that includes you at its core. Let the rain wash over you so you can see that this legacy is you and woven into your soul. It doesn't matter if you are in the city or town you grow up in or just visiting. You have touched it. You have influenced it. It has influenced you. However small your contribution, you have affected life there, simply by purchasing a drink or speaking to someone for a few minutes to pass the time. You are participating in the rain dance. If you are not in a city, as I mentioned, you can apply this to anywhere you are. You are experiencing a version of history that is true to your origin, and you are experiencing the possibilities of what could be as a result. You are a change maker without even trying to be. See your rainy city for what it is, a living and breathing organism full of promise and prospects for growth and collaboration. Let it wash over you and help you transform into whatever you are meant to be, and be grateful each time. So this is it. The rain is constantly eroding, and you can see, eroding and painting and adding to everything. And if you just look at it in a different way, when you go out walking in it and look backwards to what's changed, you'll be able to see it too, I'm sure. We're all participating. So homework. See that? This one's called watercolor. So after you've done this exercise, taken a literal walk out in the rain and braved the elements, even if you've just had your hair done, even if you don't want to get wet, even if you'll melt, just get out there and get it done, yeah? Watercolor. Write a description of everything you saw on your journey out into the rain. What message did you take away from the experience? How did you feel? Has it called you to look at or do anything differently than in the past? To bring it home, you could draw a picture or write a poem about a particular rainy scene you encountered on your stroll, once the water spirits washed away whatever your perception showed you in the beginning. It could be a favorite place you visit with family or friends, or just a serene place that you like to go and enjoy some you time on occasion. That's it. Short and sweet. My book is full of short and sweet little exercises and mantras and poems and just little things to get you thinking about your sort of place in the spiritual and natural world. It's in the name. We are pretending, so it should not affect your religion or anything else. You can just get your head stuck in these And really, you could spend hours on them, or you could spend a few minutes each. It's really up to you. It's fully set up and integrated for you to tailor it to your own experience. So I really hope you enjoyed it. Follow me on @childlikeauthor, and have a blessed day.